What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at yet another film review. Today we're taking a look at the movie that took the world by storm in 2023, along with another movie. It was Barbenheimer, and we're taking a look at Barbie today. And I did miss out on both of these when they originally came out in the cinema. I didn't really want to go watch it, neither did my girlfriend. Neither of us really wanted to go watch it when it first came out, because we just genuinely thought it was a movie about a doll. We just thought it was about Barbie. I watched the Lego movie. I'm interested in Lego, so of course I went to go watch the Lego movie. But again, with Barbie, it's just not something that I was too interested in. But after discovering that it had a bigger message and it wasn't just about the dolls living their perfect life, I decided it would be a good thing to try and watch. So we're going to see what Google says the story of Barbie is, and then we'll take a look at what I think the story of Barbie is. So, Google says, Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colourful and seemingly perfect world of Barbieland. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans. So, that sounds pretty interesting, but I'm going to tell you what the actual story of Barbie is. So, how it starts is Barbie wakes up in her magical perfect world, as it says there on the screen, and she goes around living life, seeing everyone doing all the jobs, having a party, and then she starts having thoughts about death, starts having flat foot and getting cellulite, which obviously makes her go to talk to Weird Barbie, and Weird Barbie sends her to the human world. She then goes to try and find the kid that's playing with her and making her like this, and it's not actually a kid, it's the mother, which I could tell from a mile away. And we go around the human world, seeing how men-orientated it is, seeing how men rule this world, and women run the Barbie world, and how they are basically polar opposites. And we are continuing, with them just going around, learning all this about this world, Ken getting, really hot-headed and being like, yeah, men, let's go, men, rah. He goes back to Barbie Land and changes it into Kendom. And we also have Barbie getting chased by Mattel and put in a box to be shipped back to Barbie Land so it doesn't cause any interference with product sales or any interference between the two worlds. Because apparently, if a human goes to Barbie Land or if a Barbie comes to, obviously, human land, it's going to have major catastrophe and major effects to both worlds, which isn't good at all. And we continue the story, and the mother and the daughter find Barbie. They go to Barbie Land, see what Ken's done to it, make a masterful plan to get all the Barbies together, to stop following Ken, and, uprise and be the Barbies again. And then we have Barbie deciding she doesn't want to be a Barbie anymore. She wants to be a human. So she goes and lives with a human, and that's where the movie ends. She becomes a human in the end, which is something that I wasn't expecting. That was a huge plot twist for me, but I liked it. That was the only plot twist that got me. The one where it was the mother was painstakingly obvious. I don't know if I've watched too many movies. I've said this before. I don't know if I've seen too many movies, watched too many shows, been studying media for too long to understand that, plot twists are there, and the mother was in the shots with the kid, and the kid wasn't really the one, with the toys. So it was quite obvious that the teen wouldn't be secretly carrying around a Barbie. It would be the parents trying to get the love of the children back and try to find that childhood magic, which all of us adults are doing right now. We're going back to nostalgia, looking through TikToks, rewatching old shows to try and get that nostalgia, go back to our youth and feel young again. I'm only 20. I'm still watching Ninjago, and I'm still watching child movies and stuff like that. So, shame on me is what you will. But I enjoyed this movie. The colors are so bright and wonderful in the Barbie world, and they're so dull and grey in the real world, so it builds up that contrast, not just through how the people are, but how the colors and the world actually looks. So it's a very good visual representation, which I love. I always love the bright colors and visual representation and the show not telling. I liked how they also had the real world being really sad and miserable, which, to be fair, in this day and age, it is. We have increasing rise in, everything. The economy is failing. Everyone is miserable. Everyone wants to go back to the olden times. and everyone's pretty much depressed, anxiety-ridden, or wanting to be someone that they're not, wanting to be someone else. And this movie tackles all of that, which I love. I love that there's recognition for all of that in this movie. But the main part of this movie is obviously pushing women to do better and be better and, try and get them more in with the... Right, I'm not saying this right. Try and get them more, equality. Try and, get them on the same level as what men are. And as much as men argue that there is equality, there isn't. Women are still being underpaid for the same jobs. Women are still getting, sexualized in the streets. And I've seen so much of that since having a girlfriend. I've seen, loads of people hit on her and, all this awful stuff, which I'm not going to, get into here because I don't want to talk about her in this. I don't want to, say all this about that. But it is. So much of the world is men-orientated. Women are still underrepresented, represented, and women are still not as equal to men, not as high as men, and that needs to change. And this movie is trying to push for that, and we've seen in the news recently with the awards that have come from this film all being focused around Ryan Gosling and not Barbie herself. Or Margot Robbie, depending on which one you want to go by. And I probably don't explain this well enough or say the right thing on this topic, but that is because I am not well sort of informed with all the facts on this topic. I know it's a massive problem, but I don't know the ins and outs of all the details with it. But this movie is a huge step in the right direction, which people and judges and critics aren't taking the right way. They're all going with Ryan Gosling, which is the entire point and focus of the film, of men being chosen and the patriarchy and men being shown as higher than women, which is completely wrong. And I 100% agree with the message of this movie, which we need more equality and it needs to be a lot fairer in the world than currently what it is. Going back to the movie itself and reviewing the movie, we are... not that I want to undermine that point, I just want to get back to the movie and talk about the movie a little bit more, as that is what I'm reviewing here, and that's what I want to mainly talk about, because the other, the overarching topic of this movie and the whole message that it has is for a whole other video and for a whole other topic and time, which I don't want to go too much into right now. I just wanted to touch up on the topic. So the rest of the movie is incredible. The music is great. I love all the songs. Definitely adding them to my Spotify playlist. Seeing I'm Just Ken on the radio was quite funny. Just because I didn't expect it to hear on the radio as is a joke song. Same with Peaches from the Mario movie. Seeing them both on the radio was a little bit quite funny. But the songs were incredible. I enjoyed them all. And they're all on my Spotify playlist. The acting from all the actors, they're incredible. We have some amazing A-list actors here. Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie. I'm probably going to butcher his name, but Simu Liu, the person that does Shang-Chi. And they are so incredible and they're so well talented. But I got very massive Uncanny Valley vibes from the beginning of the movie. How they were drinking from cups with nothing. They were reliving the same day over and over and over again with very little changes. It all seemed very uncanny and I didn't really like it, and it very felt off-putting and quite scary. Not it was just how everything was, the car was driving without her touching it. I know they're toys and it's supposed to be like that, but they don't look like Barbies. They look like real people. So it just feels very sort of Nuketown from Indiana Jones and Call of Duty. Very scary, very sort of off-putting. And something that I don't really want to watch again. The start of the movie was very weird, but the rest of the movie was great. The costume designs, incredible, but they were very overdone at Halloween, not gonna lie. Barbie and Ken took over Halloween. Margot Robbie seems to be owning Halloween recently with her Harley Quinn overtaking the first couple of Halloweens that she was an actor, and then, taking over again with Barbie. She seems to be like on top with this sort of, Barbie outfit. But continuing on, I enjoyed the set design. It was all really cool and wacky. And again, the big contrast between the real world and the Barbie world was amazing. I love how they did that. It was such a big contrast, and you could definitely tell that it was like a different place, and they made it so well. You could kind of tell that they were Barbies and that they were actual toys, but again, it sort of hit the uncanny valley area for me and made me very on edge. The jokes in the movie actually made me laugh. I'm going to be honest, the comedy actually hit. I was giggling, and it had me throughout all the emotions. Starting off, I was very on edge, had me laughing through the jokes that Margot Robbie was doing, had me laughing with Ken, and all the other characters. All of the other characters had their own time to shine. It wasn't just Margot Robbie's show, which I did enjoy. And I'm going to give this movie a solid 9 out of 10. Simply because the Uncanny Valley vibes at the start really got to me. But I'm genuinely happy with this message of the movie. I support the message of this movie and how there needs to be a lot more equality and, just equal rights all around. It needs to be done. Something needs to happen, and we're seeing change. It's very slow, but we are seeing change, which is incredible. But other than that, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.